Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me today as always. It's a beautiful, sunny, snowy day here. I don't like the snow much, but I love the sun. I hope it's nice where you are today. Nice and warm, maybe 70 degrees out on the beach with a tropical breeze blowing. I love Aruba. I love the Caribbean, and I miss it because I haven't been there for over a year. Got to go soon. Today's topic is going to be relationships, when to walk away from a relationship, why you should walk away if you should, and value, respect, and these things all are congruent with a good relationship. If you're not being shown value in a relationship, then you're being disrespected. And first, you have to ask yourself, why are you allowing that to happen? Now, it's possible it could happen once, but you need to check it then. Or you could be disrespected once, you could check it then. Because if you don't, it will continue to get worse and worse. I know my last relationship, I allowed it to go on because this girl was young, and I would call her out on it, but yet you can't logically explain things to women. Now, that's not to say that they don't use logic, but when it comes to relationships with emotionally charged issues, and in dealing with relationships, intimate relationships with a woman, as a man, we want to sit down there and explain to her, well, here's what's going to happen. You disrespected me, and if this continues, I will leave you. That doesn't mean anything. You just as well be talking to a door because she doesn't get it. It's logic. Now, if you said that to a man, he's different. He understands that, and he takes your word for it. But with women, you have to show them. Let's say she disrespects you. You don't say anything, you just withdraw your attention. It's called a soft next. And then when she asks you, well, how come you haven't been calling me? Well, I've just been busy. Because she wants to figure it out, and it will make the most impression when she figures it out with her feminine intuition. Women are very intuitive. And when they understand something through their intuitive guidance, through their feminine intuition, it makes an impression. More so than if you logically explain it to her. It just doesn't work. They talk so much about communication. You can talk to a woman till you're blue in the face, but until you communicate to her through your actions or inactions in this case, she won't really understand it. She may understand it in a logical sense if you explain it to her logically, but it will not make an impression and nothing will change, I'll guarantee you. So when should you walk away from a relationship, or when should you use a soft next? Well, let's say you're out and you're having a good time in the evening, and she gets a call on the phone, and it's her old boyfriend. Now, instead of her saying, hey, I'm here with my new boyfriend, I really don't want you to be calling me anymore, we're finished. She talks to him, she has a good time, and maybe she talks to him for 5 or 10 minutes. Hey, good to hear from you, see you later, have a good time. She gets off the phone, and you say, who is that? You knew it was her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, but you ask anyway. Who is that? Oh, this is my ex-boyfriend. Well, I really don't want you talking to him because we're together now, and there's a reason he's called your ex-boyfriend. And she comes back with, hey, well, we're just friends, I don't want to be with him anymore. We're just friends. And of course, you and I know that if she called him up at midnight and said, hey, would you come over here and have sex with me? Do you think he's going to turn her down? So there is really no friends between men and women, except maybe if the guy is gay. But even then, he is a man, and I know guys like to have sex. So even that's a possibility there. So men and women never really can be friends in that respect, because there's always this sexual connotation of relationships looming in the air. It may not be spoken of, but it's there, okay? So you tell her you don't, and she kind of says, well, we're just friends, and the conversation ends like that. Okay, now you can argue with her until she finally agrees not to talk to him, or disagrees and says she's going to continue to talk to him, or whatever. Now, arguing doesn't work. If you argue with women, and I have done it a lot, you really don't understand them. I used to love to argue. I have a difficult time not arguing, but it's a waste of time and energy, and it makes you look weak, okay? Because they're just going to, you can't argue with a woman, I'm telling you, it just doesn't work. So you state what you want, what you mean, your intent, and let it go, okay? And then after that, you withdraw your attention. I'm not saying that you have to be a dick, but you just are not going to be so emotionally available, okay? I'm not talking about the silent treatment or anything like that. You just need to get busy with the important things in your life, the most important things in your life, which would be your mission, your purpose, your vision, your goals. That should always be your number one focus anyway. Well, unless you have a relationship. If you have a relationship with a higher power, God, Buddha, Christian, Muhammad, whatever works for you, whatever you believe in, that should be your number one. Your vision should be second. Your goals should be third. But those things should always be before your woman. And that's where she wants you to be, and that's where she wants them to be. She does not want to be the most important thing in your life, the primary focus of your life. She does not want to be. And if she thinks that she is, I'll guarantee you, you're going to get some disrespect. That's just the way it works, because that is weak. I've done that too. I've made that mistake. We grew up in a society here in the U.S. where it tells us that we should be less and she should be more. And I've made that mistake, as I've said, but in the end, it comes down to, I am the most important person in this play, and I will walk away from you if you don't respect me. Now, as I said, I have tolerated and been patient with a lot of girls. Usually they're younger than me, but it still doesn't work. And I even had one tell me, well, I'm young. I don't know what it's like to be in a relationship and this and that. And that's fine. I understand that. As should you if you're dating a younger woman. But if she's not willing to submit to your authority or follow your lead, then you need to walk away from her, because I'll guarantee you it will get worse and worse and worse. The more you tolerate, the more they will crap test you, the more they will lay on you to see how much you're going to take. Now, they don't think you're going to walk away because you have tolerated so much stuff. And when you walk away, they will be surprised. Okay, but you don't do it to surprise them or to get them back. You just do it for your own self, for the love of yourself and the love of the other person. Because if you're allowing her to treat you badly, you're not teaching her, as well as you are not learning to love and respect yourself. If you can't love and respect yourself enough that you will set boundaries and not tolerate certain attitudes and activities from your woman, then what are you showing her? If you are a leader, people follow your lead and they learn by your example. That is a piss poor example. And I have done that to some extent myself. That's how I know it's a piss poor example. You have to be a man that stands up for what he believes in, okay? If you don't do that, if you don't stand up for something, you'll fall for anything. And you can't fall for this crap. Women will never be able to lead you. Now, I'm not saying there are not exceptional cases where the woman is extremely strong, because there are. But in general, men are the leaders. I know women don't like that, but let's look at the record. Let's look at history. Let's look at all the battles, the nations, the countries. This country here, the United States, and many other countries would not be safe and have the luxuries that are available were it not for the men who first sailed off on a ship, fearing they may fall off the edge of the flat world, and founding a new country, giving their lives and making it safe for the women, sacrificing their lives for the women, for the children. Women don't think about that these days because everything is already done. Well, who did it? Men did it. Now, in some cases, there were women, but 99.9% of the time, it was the men who founded, who explored, who built, who worked, who died, who sacrificed, and gave their lives so the women and children could live. Titanic, real good example. They didn't feel like dying, but they did so the women could live. How many times men come over here and founded new areas and fought the Indians? Yeah, I feel bad for the Indians. They're the ones that really got taken. It was their country before we came here, and we destroyed them and moved them out because they didn't believe in God the way we did, or we used that as an excuse, I think. So that's a whole other video. But the point is, back to the women respecting you, you must first respect yourself. And if you walk away from a woman like that, you need to look within yourself and ask yourself this question: am I valuing myself? What level of value do I put on myself? What level of respect do I give to myself? Because no one will value you anymore or respect you anymore than you first respect and value yourself. Everything comes from within. What is your conception of yourself? This is how other people will view you. That's where you do have some control over people, places, and things within yourself. If you believe you can, you can. If you believe you are a Chad, a Giga Chad, a player, a Don Juan, a Casanova, or any other number of names they give a man who is good with women, then guess what? You are. Your actions will stem from that belief. How do you get that belief? By seeing yourself as that person. Never say anything about yourself that you don't want to be true. Don't tell yourself you're not good with women. Don't tell yourself you're ugly. Don't tell yourself you can't get into shape. Tell yourself you're the most beautiful man you've ever seen. You're handsome. Women love you. You're the greatest. You have a great body. You tell yourself that long enough, and outer circle, until you believe it, until it becomes a belief within yourself, and then outer circumstances, the world will bear witness to what you really believe within yourself. Everyone tries to change the outside. That's not what needs to be changed. The inside is what needs to be changed. Take a billionaire, take all his money away, and I'll guarantee you, unless you lock him up in prison, and even then, within 1 to 5 years, he will have all his money back. Because the money was not who he was. He had the money because of who he was. He is a billionaire within himself. And you too can be a billionaire within yourself, a Casanova within yourself, a giant business mogul within yourself, a famous actor, an Arnold Schwarzenegger, a Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, whatever it is you desire to be. Your true desires now. I'm not talking about desires that are fleeting, that come and go. I'm talking about that desire you have in your heart. Whatever it is, you can be that. But first, be it within yourself, in here. Then, as I said, the world bears witness to that. It really does work, but guess what? You got to work it. I can't do your push-ups for you. I hope this has been of help to you. If you'd like to get my help personally, smash that like button. Smash the like button now. It helps to get the videos out there. YouTube likes that. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. I have a video coming out every day. And if you'd like to get my help personally, you can contact me at marksinspirationalguidance@gmail.com. And let me tell you this, go check out Sparty Fortune at Team Fortune. If you want to get some really good, solid stuff about how to deal with women, check him out. He is hilarious. He's great. He's really becoming wiser every day. I've been listening to him for about a year or two. We met once and we did a video together. He's really good. So check him out. Sparty Fortune on YouTube. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.